Hi, this is Rainbow Harmony, here to help you find balance and peace to live a more colorful life. And this is a personal reading for someone who actually won a free reading from me. So if you guys stay tuned, occasionally I do offer free readings. This is actually someone who's purchased a reading from me already, so thanks again for that. And I don't think it's a coincidence that you won this reading. Maybe you needed a follow-up or there's some stuff I left out, so I'm excited to help you out again. And for anyone who's watching, my readings are almost free. They're only $11.11, but in a couple weeks I'm gonna double that price. I just wanted to make my prices low so that I could get a bunch of content, and now I'm ready to charge more what I think these readings are worth. And I've been told by many people they're worth way more, but we're just gonna kind of see what happens. But I've definitely been feeling that intuition to raise my price, and I've been told that message by many people, so. $11.11 is a good deal, so definitely email me if you're interested. So what we're going to do with this reading is we're going to look into basically what your talents and your skills are and what your life purpose is. Only you can truly know this. It's better to turn within and to trust your gut, but I don't know, I've always had this talent. When I look at people, I just know exactly what their talents and skills are. It's part of my psychic gifts I have. It's easy for me to kind of tell what people's spiritual gifts are. And of course I'm using the cards and I'm channeling as well to help you out with this. But I would suggest to do a meditation, because that's how my gifts were revealed to me. You can simply just lay down for meditation and ask your question. And you can do a shamanic journey, and usually when you get to the other side, you get your question answered. It's important to shield yourself and just like set intentions before you go and just say a prayer for protection and all that. I know there's a lot of people out there who are really afraid that if you do stuff like this, you're gonna tap into like dark spirits and stuff like that. But just like with people, dark spirits and whatnot, bad vibes, bad energy, however you look at it, because everyone has their own unique way of portraying this world. Some people don't believe in stuff like that, and I respect that. Basically just like with people, those people can only really hurt you if you allow it, you know what I'm saying? And dark spirits, bad vibes, things like that, you have to kind of open yourself up to that. And I have never really had many issues with that. The only time I ever did was when I approached the tarot when I was in a bad place or when I wasn't feeling well and maybe I didn't have the best intentions, or I didn't pray for protection or something. So it's important to just always have good intentions, be coming from the right place when you meditate or you do tarot. And that's my rant on that. Let's get started. So your soul path. This is kind of like in general, like what's going on with your path right now. What kind of path you're on in life. Perhaps it'll reveal some of your intentions for why you came here. They're saying that your path, at least right now, is about focusing on your safety and your protection and learning that you're always provided for, and like basically getting to this Zen state of peace, So you really are here to experience peace and to experience love and joy. And I don't necessarily know if this is a lifetime where you're playing out like a whole bunch of karma. Of course, there's always going to be that. There's always going to be contrast. But it seems like, this experience this time around for you for coming here is more like, peace. You're here to spread light, you're here to spread love, and it's generally just coming to peace with yourself and with everyone around you. So I bet you've experienced a lot of contrast in the beginning of your life. In order to be able to understand something like this, you have to first understand what it isn't. A lot of times when you come here with the intention to feel and experience like love, in any instance, you're gonna, in the first formative years of your life, experience the lack of that in situations that make you question and challenge and bring you to whole new levels of understanding. So I feel like that's what's happening in your life right now. You're really being almost, you're in this place of surrender right now. Because maybe you felt unsafe, maybe you felt very alone, but you have to realize that there's always help around you, and you're never alone. The universe always sends someone. And sometimes in the strangest ways, maybe it's just some random person you meet on the internet like me, or maybe it's a soulmate that comes into your life, but all of these people are going to be teaching you lessons, and you're never going to be alone. So very interesting. Your life purpose. So it seems to go along with this. This card is so weird to get this here, but it's interesting. This card says surrender your will. So you're learning in this life to how to surrender your will. Oh my gosh, I didn't even see these cards. This says the same thing these two did. It says you are supplied for today and all of your tomorrows. And this says surrender your will. So when I see these together, it makes me think that, this is a lifetime where you're learning how to come to peace, and you're learning how to surrender, and you're learning how to just let the flow take you, because there is a beautiful divine purpose to your life, and there's a rhythm to your life, kind of like in nature. You know what I mean? There's a rhythm to nature. There's a rhythm to everything. Everything in life is a cycle. And so I feel like with this lifetime, the message here is that you're in this rhythm of learning how to be open and to receive and to trust in the flow of your life, because there is a special divine blueprint for your life, and you're learning how to be open to that. And I feel like these two cards here, this placement, is also saying perhaps it's not to be revealed to you at this time, because all I'm really picking up is that you're here for peace, and you're here to learn how to do this, You're here to learn this. So that's all I'm really getting. It makes me think that if there's anything more to your purpose, it's something personal that you need to go within to find. But maybe you'll laugh when you see this. I have a feeling like you're gonna laugh and maybe even cry a little bit when you see this and these cards. For some reason, I just got an image of that, because you're going to realize that there have been times where you've been totally screwed over, and at the last minute something came through for you, and it's like Spirit's trying to get you to trust. And this is another message to trust. And that's what you're here to learn. Whoopee. I'm just kidding. We're all here to learn that. You know what I mean? We're all here for that in a way. I've been learning this on my journey as well. So of course we're mirroring that to each other. What are your talents and skills? So this card is reversed. So it's like you're really good at, no matter what you do, no matter what you choose, you become a leader. So you're a leader. And you know how to rise to the top. I feel like this is a message to you that perhaps you haven't really chosen your path yet as far as your career. Like you feel really overwhelmed by it. That's what this card is telling me. I pull this card a lot when I'm overwhelmed, and I'm an Aquarius, and it usually means I need to go to the beach, or I need to take a bath, or I need to take a shower, I need to cleanse myself, or do a meditation where I cut cords underneath a waterfall or something. It's usually has to do with healing. So I feel like you're in this process of healing right now, and you're going through a lot, of course. It's good. It's a beautiful process. I see a lot of abundance around you, a lot of opportunity here, and it's like you've become very strong, and I feel like you've done a lot of work on your self-esteem, actually. Like there's some work you've done there, and you're feeling more confident, and you're able to kind of pull up your confidence. It might be something you're a bit shy about, but if you want to, you can pull up your inner strength and your confidence, and you can easily be a leader and get in front of other people. And I feel like you're good at speaking too. You're good at writing, but very, very, very good at teaching, which is why you're a leader. You might become a manager at a lot of the jobs that you work at, just naturally. You might just always be gravitating to the top. But these cards make me also think that you haven't really chosen what you're gonna do. It's a message saying that whatever you choose to do though in life, whatever it is, it doesn't even matter if it's underwater basket weaving, that Spirit's gonna bless that, and you will rise to the top, and you will be known for what you do. So it's a very positive message there. That's exciting. So I'm gonna pull some clarifiers on what your talents and skills are. I feel like I've got these three here. I'm gonna take you over here. I've got these 3 decks over here, and there's another message for you. Surrender. That's what this means. Surrender your will. I feel like I didn't pull a card from my personal deck, and I did for some other stuff. So I feel like I'm supposed to pull one. So this is gonna reveal your talents and your skills. Let's do it. I already feel like I said, like you're a teacher. Maybe something with drawing. I see a hand and like a pencil or a pen. Maybe you like to draw a sketch with a pen. That could really be something, even if you just doodle and scribble. I'm actually in my art studio right now, so I can show you. When I first started painting, all I would do is just flick paint. I would just flick paint at paper. This is one of my first paintings. I just got a bunch of watercolor paper and some watercolors and started mixing colors I liked. Nothing special, you know? But over time, my paintings took on a whole tone of their own, and they turned into something crazy like this. It's huge. It's like a really big one. So, see if you can see it in the light. It looks way cooler in the light. So yeah, I don't know. I didn't even know how I did this. And my paintings are just getting crazier and more complex, and I'm experimenting with different mediums, and I love glitter. So honestly, like, I feel like even if you're just doodling and it's just scratches on a piece of paper, there's a reason why you just naturally like to do that. And so you might want to follow that and see. Don't be afraid to start somewhere. Don't be afraid to start here. It's okay. Like, no one's watching, you know? Everyone's so perfectionist in our society right now with social media, feeling like they gotta post everything and be all perfect all the time. And I only know that because obviously I struggle with that. I'm totally like a perfectionist when it comes to making art and when it comes to a lot of things. And I've had to learn how to let go of that and just, you know, trust myself, and also not to share everything. Like, you know, you might want to just share your work and your art when you feel ready. Stop putting so much pressure on yourself and thinking that like everything you create has to be perfect because people are going to see it and what are they going to think, and they're going to judge you, and what if you're not. There's so many other good painters and writers and, you know, drawers out there. Like, what, you know, there's so many. You can't think that way, you know what I'm saying? I feel like maybe you sometimes do that. I think everyone does. Gosh, I do. That's why I'm you know, talking about it. I feel that in you, kind of similar to how it appears in me. It's like it might not be a very conscious thing you're thinking, because it's kind of silly and like embarrassing to admit you think that way, but whenever you pick up that pen, maybe that's how you start feeling, you know? So you got to do it for yourself. You know, don't do it for anyone else. Like, do this for you. Like, nurture your heart and your soul. It's starving to express itself and be creative in some way. If you hold that side of yourself back, it starts creating all these blockages. You got to let that energy flow, you know? So your talents and your skills. We're drawing a card for that. Whoa, oh my gosh, a whole bunch of cards just flew out. Did you hear that? Hang on. Still drawing. I'm gonna lay this out. Dang. All right, let's do this. So just like I was saying, blockages, then this blockage card comes up. That's what this is talking about. It's talking about a blockage in your root chakra, which has to do with your feelings of safety and protection, feeling like you have enough money to get stuff done, feeling like you're provided for, feeling like you got a safe place to live. It's just saying that it's time to bring some more light into that area. It's time to kind of take some deep breaths and really start letting go of some of that anger you might have pent up deep down inside of you. There's so many ways you can do that. If you're really interested, I can email you some links to some really awesome meditations I like to do. But find your own ways. Some people just take a lot of time, you know, maybe out in nature. Some people like to ride their bike, you know, some people like to surf and just think and cry and like let things go, and some people like to write poetry and music, and everyone has their own way of like healing and like processing these deep emotions, you know. I just think sometimes we get so used to hiding our emotions. I think our society is becoming more accepting of this side of ourselves, and like there's a lot more people out there who are becoming vulnerable, and I feel like authenticity is really trending right now, which is cool. But overall in our society, you know, emotions are really discouraged. Like, they just want you to kind of, you know, do your 9 to 5, and, you know, if you need to take a personal day, fine, but like, no one ever really talks about like, hey, sometimes people get depressed, and hey, like, sometimes we're sad and we're overwhelmed, and you can't always like focus on your job, and you can't always focus on your work when that happens. And sometimes you need to take a break. Sometimes you have to take a break from life. You know, that's why people have like sabbaticals, and some people just quit their job and go travel. And I kind of feel like you're in a situation like that. You're kind of feeling like maybe depressed, and it's hard for you to continue forward. But I feel like you're coming out of that depression, and that's what this card is about. Like, you're coming out of that, you're on the other side, you're really curious, and you're wanting to continue forward. But yeah, it's like you're getting back in touch with your emotions. And it's been hard for you to get back in touch with this side of yourself because it is kind of discouraged in our society. But, you know, open yourself to healing and meditate on what that means for you, because crap happens in life and we have to heal from it. If we don't, then we end up just internalizing all of that and projecting it to others, and it sucks. It's awkward when you do that to other people. It's awkward when it happens to you. It sucks when you go around hurting people, and it sucks when people hurt you. So it's like, if you can come to peace, that's one less person in the world who's going around creating mayhem for everyone, you know, and you become a light and example for everyone around you. Excuse me. It's not about being perfect. It's not about being obsessed with healing or anything like that. Like, it's just about balance, you know. And sometimes you just got to pull back. And Mercury retrograde is a great time to do that and really do some soul searching and kind of ground some stuff and delete some of those old tapes that are playing in your head, you know, the inner critic, you know, silence the inner critic, and really start realizing what is your ego and what's your higher self, and like, you know, recognize your ego when it comes so that you don't lose yourself in that side of you, you know? It's all about balance here. And with your gifts, they're saying you're gonna have to find them. You're not gonna find your gifts until like you kind of heal, and then you start exploring. This is the chicken card. It's special. It says, open new doors, do new things, keep moving forward. Curiosity will lead you down new paths. So they're saying continuous effort is the key to unlocking your potential. It takes desire and passion to continue to move forward to your goals. So you got to take some time to think, you know, really take some time to think about this. They're saying you're being gifted with optimism right now. So you're being gifted with optimism. So you might be looking at your life and a lot brighter now. Like, you kind of feel like there's something brewing for you, and you, despite this pain and stuff you're healing from, you know, you're feeling this. So next I pull Triton, and this card says, a time of great reward and abundant blessings is about to unfold. These changes will manifest in ways that may surprise you, so hold faith. Oh my gosh, I made this card with my partner after like the craziest string of events happened to us in our whole life. We had just had our awakening, and we were like learning stuff about spirituality, and so of course naturally we start learning about the law of attraction and manifestation, and we started manifesting all these things. But we didn't realize that when you manifest stuff, a lot of times you have to make room in your life for you to be able to receive these manifestations. So sometimes things will be taken away to make room for something that's better for you. And that's what was happening to us. Our whole life seemed like it was falling apart, and it was crazy, and we were really scared. But we had the tarot, so we were just like, F it, like, let's just use the tarot and see what happens. And the tarot kept inspiring us and motivating us and kind of giving us little clues and hints, and like it got us through this crazy time and led us to make these choices that led us to this amazing place we're at right now, where my business is thriving and his business is thriving, and we have a beautiful house, and like it happened literally overnight. And so I'm telling you this story because I feel like that's what's happening to you right now. There's a lot of stuff that's leaving your life, a lot of shift. You might be scared, but it's making way for something greater. And so you're doing good. You're doing good. I feel like, you know, like that these things that are leaving, you know, it's for your greatest good. You're starting to get smarter and understand that what's for you is for you, and like everything in your life is happening in this divine timing. And so this card is saying that, you know, be curious, try new things. Don't let what's happening around you keep you from that. You know, like for me, even in the midst of all the crazy stuff that happened, I kept painting. I kept trying to develop my creativity. and it helped me, and it's yeah, I'm showing my paintings in galleries now, and I'm selling them, so it's crazy. This is saying, let go of your need to control. Pour all of your energy and brain power and precious time into yourself and your passion and what you love. Life is so precious. Love is rare and sacred. Experience your love and your passion as you were meant to. And this is a message from Spirit. It says, I am assisting you with infinite resources. Life is now giving to you because you gave to it. Help to restore balance to your life by being open to receive health, wealth, and happiness. So sometimes we self-sabotage and we hold ourselves back from our greatest good. We hold ourselves back from developing our natural gifts and our talents. Yeah. We do that. I do that. I did that. I still do it sometimes. I'm working on it. There's a lot that's coming off this card, which is why I'm hesitating right now. Big changes in your life. Big shift. It's probably why you're the one who won this reading. I'm just shocked that I pulled all these cards together. Like, it's a lot. It's a lot. I feel like you are such a giver. You're just like a total empath. You give into so many people, and you just want to do the best thing, and you just want to make everyone around you happy. But it's like time for you to focus on yourself now. You got to figure out what you're going to do with your life, you know? You got to figure it out, and you're on the path, and it's happening. Don't feel like it's too late for you, or that you've lost out, or that you've missed out, or that you're too old, or you don't have enough money, or you don't look the right way for what you're trying to do, or like, don't make any excuses to hold you back now from what you're meant for. What you're meant for is what you're meant for. And there's one more message when it comes to your talents. They're saying you have a talent with like connecting with angels. So you can take this literally, because some people like believe in angels and they connect with angels, and they channel the angels, and they're able to use that to heal others and to do readings and stuff like that, and to write books and just to help heal others. You could also take this card as meaning you're really good at connecting with other empaths, so you might be here to actually help heal other empaths. It actually might be a gift of yours to help uplift other people who help uplift others. Does that make sense? Because hey, who's gonna uplift all the uplifters? So, connecting with others who are, kind of have the same viewpoints as you and who are gentle and empathetic souls just like you, that actually might be a gift you have. As far as any more talents I'm seeing, you do have a talent at generating money and generating abundance. I just don't know if you realize it yet. And I don't usually pull crystals, for readings. Usually I have a crystal that I hold on to that kind of helps me. Like, this is my rose quartz, like my love crystal. But I pulled adventuring for you. This has to do with money. It has to do with, it's so pretty, isn't it? I'm trying to get it to focus on it. Yeah. I pulled this for you. I grabbed it before I came here to do your reading. So I'm feeling like definitely you've got this connection with money and the ability to generate it. Maybe you're going to be able to rile people up and get them to donate lots of money to your cause. Or maybe you're going to be able to raise money and you've got this ability to raise money. So you might want to hit up Kickstarter. So that's about all I can say. I know that I feel bad. Like, I wish I could tell you more about like what your talents and skills are, but they want you to meditate. They want you to meditate, and some of that stuff did come through. Teaching is definitely huge for you. Now here's a message from your spirit guides. Oh, also they told me to draw 4 cards from you and set them aside, and so I did, and that's these. And then this card flew out of the deck. So my Wildwood deck really wants to talk to you. Message from your spirit guides. They're saying you're leaving a difficult time behind. And I bet you've seen this card before since you've been following my channel for a while. We've seen this recently a little bit. You're leaving a difficult time behind. So don't worry. They're just like, we promise it's over. Damn, look at this. I pulled the boundaries card and then the be clear about where your boundaries are. This is the boundaries. I think I pulled this for Friday's reading. this is huge for you. This is so huge for you. Like I said, you're an empath. You've been focusing so much on others that you haven't been able to develop these talents you have. And don't worry, you're not behind. Everything's happening in divine timing. But if you want to get anything done, you've got to have boundaries. Google healthy. Oh my gosh, I've been talking about this. Go ahead and watch, I think Friday's reading and Thursday's reading. If you haven't already, I talked about boundaries. I am afraid I'm going to go off on a huge tangent on this, so please just do me a favor and YouTube how to have healthy boundaries and just click through and find something that resonates with you, because as empaths, a lot of us don't know this. It's so hard for us. We want to help everyone, but you can't help others until you help yourself first. So healthy boundaries is about making sure that you've done your own healing work. You've done everything you can to take care of yourself and meet your needs and to balance yourself, and you've given yourself time for that, your creativity. You've given yourself time to nurture your mind, your body, and your spirit before you go out and you help people. A lot of us who do tarot are wounded healers. I'm totally a wounded healer. I'm still going through a lot of healing in my life. I'm a work in progress, but I've had to learn to, give myself time and make sure I do my own readings for myself, and that I meditate and I take really good care of myself and get good sleep and eat healthy so that I can be in the right frame of mind to do these readings and to tap into this stuff. And I feel like with you, you're going to have to really create this sacred space around yourself in order for you to find these gifts and for you to be able to start your career. Because I feel like you're an entrepreneur and you're a self-starter. So I'm going to read you this, okay? This is really going to help. Boundaries. When anything is asked of you, it has been your impulse to immediately answer yes. Perhaps this is something that you were trained by your parents and or in your society. Maybe you're just afraid you're going to upset them, But now it is you that has the answer to answer however, it's you that has the power to answer however you wish. So you're the one who has the power now. And sometimes, if you come from strict parents like I did, it's hard to, and also you go to work a lot and you have bosses who are always telling you what to do and you have to always say yes, which F that. I'm sorry, I quit all my day jobs. I hate bosses. I'm my own boss now. And it's amazing. I feel like you're kind of that kind of person where it might be better for you to actually work on your own and not, obviously don't quit your day job until you can support yourself with whatever else you're doing, but you might want to start some kind of business on the side and work towards that and try to get out of that situation, because I feel like you get taken advantage of a lot because it's not your fault. It's just you're such an empath and people feel that light in you and they know you want to help and they take advantage of that nature. They might not do it to be mean. They might not do it consciously, but it's gonna happen. And you're going to exhaust yourself having to have boundaries all the time. I feel like, it's going to be very exhausting for you. So you got to learn this, have better boundaries. It's going to help you with your job. And then it's going to help you create space so you can actually figure this out, They're saying, take some time to answer whenever people ask you to do something or they're asking something of you. Go within and answer based on how you really feel. Perhaps a boundary is needed. Sometimes boundaries is just not talking about certain subjects with people. Sometimes boundaries means literally walking away from certain people and situations. Sometimes boundaries is more about not letting certain thoughts get to you and fester. Sometimes boundaries is full on blocking someone and removing them from your life. Sometimes boundaries is just changing the subject when something makes you feel uncomfortable. Sometimes boundaries is not over-explaining yourself. Or not defending or explaining yourself if people ask you and you don't actually really feel like doing that. So having boundaries has totally changed my life. I was worried it was going to make me come across really catty, but I realized that a lot of the people I respect the most are people who have really strong, healthy boundaries and who have modeled that to me. And I look back in my life and see times where I didn't have boundaries. Even very recent times, and because I honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I recently learned about this. This deck these two cards are the first things that really kind of helped this get into my head, and I've learned about it through therapy as well. So sometimes a lot of us just don't realize this is a thing. Sometimes, you know, growing up, we don't really learn this. It's not really role modeled to us. Sometimes we're in certain jobs where we're not allowed to have certain boundaries, which you should try to get out of jobs like that if you can. But hey, you know, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do until you can get to the next place in your life. So this is so huge. And I'm just gonna wrap this up by saying, this card says, you are free to roam at will along your own path. You have a right to live your life however you choose. Release any guilt for the desires of your heart. Maybe there's people in the past who like put you down for who you were and who didn't accept who you are, and like that still kind of gets to you. And so have boundaries with those thoughts, you know? Decide who you are and like how you're gonna be, and like own that. Like have the courage to be your true authentic self and to just go for it, and have boundaries whenever you get those thoughts of like, what are people gonna think, and what would this person think if they saw this, and what will my family think, and what about my friends or the people I grew up with, or what about, you know, everyone in society. You know, sometimes we're being called to do something that's very different than what everyone else does. I mean, you have to think about some of the people who, like Pollock, you know, he was the first person to ever really kind of paint like this and put it out there. And people thought he was crazy and at first, and now everyone's imitating him, you know. They're saying, oh my gosh, you know, who would buy that? Like, you're just, I'm sure so many people criticized him and said, that's not art and all that, you know. So whatever, who cares what people think? You just have to be you. You have to let whatever wants to naturally come out of your soul into this world, you just have to let that flow. If you block that, oh, it's gonna cause so many problems. So let's move on. The next step at this time, oh my God, I got the leap of faith card. And I got the creativity card. I'm not even gonna spend time explaining this. It's self-explanatory. This is your next step. You have to take a leap of faith with your creativity. Just like I'm saying. You're getting me so worked up. It's time to go. It is time to go. Do it. Now this is something positive coming into your life. Oh, whoops, I forgot. I also drew this card from my personal deck for what the next step is for you. And this card means to draw other cards to see what's off. And what was so creepy about this is that as I was shuffling the deck, before I even pulled the cards, first of all, I had an intuition I was gonna pull 2 cards. Second of all, I knew that I was gonna pull these cards together. And when I pulled the cards out of the deck and I saw that I got 2, and I flipped them over, I literally jumped and freaked out and screamed. I was like, whoa, okay. I get really psychic like that sometimes. Like sometimes I'll have a question and I'll see the answer in my head is one of my tarot cards, and then I'll go to the deck and I'll shuffle it and I'll pull the card out. Out of 78 cards, I'll pull the card I was thinking of. That happens a lot with me. I don't know, it's when my third eye is like lit. But I knew I was gonna pull these cards for you, and it's just a vibe I'm getting from your reading. You're sensitive right now. You're having an awakening. They're just saying you're just gonna have to go easy on yourself right now and realize that you're gonna be really up and down, and that's okay. There's, you know, you're going through this healing, like I mentioned, and you know, it might be crazy that the message right now is take a leap of faith with your creativity. You might be thinking there's so much other stuff going down in your life and you have a lot of responsibilities, and it's like, you might feel like it seems a bit irresponsible to turn most of your time and attention to this and to draw these boundaries and to like pour everything into this. But that's what they want you to do. They're like, honor your body. There might be days where you're not feeling creative and you don't want to go, but you know, you need to take step by step every day towards your goals. And I've talked about this a lot on this channel. A little bit every day. I was horrible at math, always got F's, and I went to college for a little bit and I actually got pretty far in math. Like I got really, really far in math. Like it was weird. I started getting A's and really liking it and enjoying it. because I started doing a little bit every day. I would get up early and I would do a couple problems every morning. I would just only do 15 minutes a day. Instead of doing like 2 or 3 hour cram sessions every week, I just did a little bit every morning, and oh my gosh, that was why I was getting such good grades and doing really well in my class and actually really enjoying it for once, because I wasn't spending the whole time trying to catch up with everyone. So I feel like with you, a little bit every day is something you're being called to do. And it's gonna be hard because of where you're at right now, but just continue on and don't be hard on yourself. That's a big message that's coming through. Now, I wanted to kind of end this message on a really positive note. So I drew something positive that's coming into your life shortly. We're going to read that, and then we'll read the other cards that fell out, and we'll wrap it up. So something positive that's happening. So you feel like you've been stuck in a maze, just running around in circles. You're never going to get to this door. You're never going to make it to the other side. Well, they're saying something positive that's coming into your life shortly, you're gonna get to the other side. It's just maybe in the next season, because this has a lot to do with seasons. They're just saying this season of your life right now is all about healing and purification and leaving this difficult time behind and making room, clearing some stuff out, having boundaries, making room for this part of yourself to grow, But they're saying, don't worry, because you're going to make it to the other side. And I just feel like you think about the first thing that comes to your mind right now of something that you feel like you've had a block with and just running around in circles with. That's the thing. You're going to make it through to that other side. That problem is going to be resolved, and it's going to be in the past. So I hope that helps. I hope that really encourages you. They're saying they know you've got responsibilities. And, so handle your responsibilities, take your creativity one step at a time. They're saying when you feel bored and you feel restless and you feel kind of apathetic and you just don't want to do anything and you just want to watch Netflix and chill, that's okay. Allow yourself to do that. But you need to remember that at all times you do have all this access to infinite inspiration around you. All you have to do is tap into it, and it will take you down a whole other path. Sometimes in order to have miracles in your life, you're the one who's got to get up and create them. So create your miracles, get up and if you have something you want to do it. I'm the kind of person that just has really big ideas and dreams. I love making art, and I have crazy ideas, like I want to make a music video, or I want to, do a photo shoot like this. And so I do it. I get up, I figure out, okay, how am I going to do this? I don't think like, oh, but I don't have a camera, or I don't have this or that, or I don't know anyone who does this, or I don't have the money. Sometimes when you want something so bad, you just do it and you don't care anymore. So you got to get to that point where your passion is just so lit that you just keep taking that step and that next step and that next step, and you continue on your path no matter what obstacles appear and no matter how impossible it seems, I've learned through acting on my creative impulses that, things will just fall out of the sky, and the universe will conspire to help make things happen for you. That's the reason I'm into spirituality and I'm really into these card readings, is because I've had a lot of personal experience with having big dreams and big wishes and big goals, and putting out those intentions and keeping my faith and keeping my hope, and actually watching that work for me, and watching myself be like a magnet and be able to draw all of the synchronicities and miracles and abundance to me to be able to help me accomplish whatever it is I want to accomplish. So whatever it is you want to accomplish, just think it and do it. Do you read these memes online all the time about people saying you can do whatever you want if you put your mind to it and stuff? It's not a cliche. It's legit. And that's why the people who post those memes, they know it, and they want everyone to know it. They want everyone to know, you don't have to mope and sit around and be depressed and feel and be a victim of your circumstances. You can get up and create miracles in your life. So they're saying there's some big manifestations coming into your life. You've spent a lot of time daydreaming, And you need to realize anytime you're daydreaming, you're visualizing and you're sending out vibrations to the universe of what's intended. So whether you like it or not, some of the stuff that you've asked for is coming into your life, and it may just tickle you. I actually had some manifestations come through recently that I'm pretty sure I asked for when I was in junior high. And I just started laughing. I was like, oh my God, the junior high me would freaking love this moment. I cannot believe I manifested this. Like, there's gonna be stuff like that coming in your life where maybe you've been dreaming of something since you were little, and you're gonna start seeing little hints and evidence of that and actual things coming through for you that are really going to be signs that there's someone up there watching over you. Whoever it or they or whatever is, doesn't matter. But, you know, I feel like you have favor, and your life is about to make a really dramatic change. So that's why I made this reading like 40 minutes, because there's a lot coming through. It's powerful, and anyone else who is led to watch this, take it as a message for yourself too. And I know a lot of messages came through for me at this time in this reading. So this is definitely one, I feel like this is one of the best and favorite readings I've done so far. I can just tell it. I can just tell. So I hope you enjoyed this reading, and definitely leave comments. And if you guys want a personal reading, then check out the description below. There's information on that. And if you don't, that's fine. Like, just follow my channel. I'm going to keep giving free readings out and pick a card readings, and you know, it's okay. I'm not just doing this so people buy readings. Like, I don't need this money. Like, it's really just for fun, but there has to be some type of energy exchange, or else it really just drains me. So I've realized that. That's part of why I'm charging. So I hope that you guys enjoy this reading, and peace out.